Hello, it is 1:30 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I thought I'd give you a little look at what our gluten-free home looks like. For people that are new to the channel, my wife, Alexa, soon-to-be wife, our wedding is in September, is gluten-free. She has celiac disease. So with our household being fully gluten-free, it has its ups and downs, but we have a system, and I think it would be really interesting for people to be able to see what that system looks like. Now, myself, I personally do not have any gluten restrictions or dietary needs in that way, but it personally makes it a lot easier and more respectful if I follow that with my wife in our own home. So as long as I am eating no gluten in this house, everything's okay. So we don't have anything gluten in the household itself, nothing. We got gluten-free cat food even. We got 3 cats, the little monsters. But yeah, so I thought I'd show you maybe for example, what inside our pantry looks like, what our frozen items look like, our drinks, our refrigerated items, just, things like that. Because I don't think people really think about everything that goes into it, because it's a lot of stuff. Now, if we want to start with these little monsters, for example, our cats have gluten-free food. We feed them werva. Werva specifically does not use any gluten. This is not only for us, but this is for the cats as well. Also with their dry food, they do not have any gluten-containing ingredients, and it is all super good for them. We care about our kitty health here. Now, when we're looking at stuff towards the pantry, don't judge us. It's a little cluttered, but for example, all of this is all gluten-free. Some of our most popular options in here is, for example, we got the Spam, the 25% less sodium version, because this stuff will add up. But this stuff, right here, gluten-free. We got one of her favorite snacks, Flamin' Hot Cheetos, extra hot, gluten-free. She is half Mexican, so we have a lot of foods like that in the house and meals like that. So these are the best tortillas you can get, by the way. Also gluten-free. Cooking and baking, it can be quite complicated. So for example, if you like waffles, pancakes, you have to get stuff like this that is made with either corn or rice flour, gluten-free. And honestly, it doesn't really all taste that different. I personally like a lot how some of these gluten-free foods taste. Like this is one of our favorites. We used one of these last night. Chicken broth, chicken stock, Swanson, all of it is labeled gluten-free somewhere on here. Right there for us. So yeah, a lot of this stuff that you wouldn't even think needs to be labeled gluten-free, it does actually, because they'll put some colors, additives, extracts, and it could still be gluten-free. But if it's made in a factory with other gluten-containing ingredients, it's not gonna matter. You're gonna get sick. And then besides some of the basic things like pasta, we do the Daya. There's the Kraft gluten-free version, which is also very good, but we've been liking this one a lot. Rice is also very important. We eat a lot of it, so we don't really get minute rice. We usually go with this California Rose sticky rice. This stuff is the best you can get. Now, when we look at our refrigerated items, it is a little more complex than something you'd have in the pantry per se. When you're dealing with a gluten-free fridge, for example, this whole section right here, the sauces, this is what you gotta be the absolute most careful with. Sauces are super, super easy to have gluten for no reason. So it's really important to make sure, let's just, I'm gonna close my eyes, randomly pick something, perfect, the hoisin sauce. You gotta make sure it's gluten-free. A lot of these stuff got dark colorings, and you wouldn't know that there's gluten or caramel coloring in it, which would contain it. Let's look at this maple syrup. This is dark, gluten-free, kosher too. This sauce from Pick and Save that we've been liking, gluten-free. And then, a couple more common things we consume a lot of that is gluten-free is tofu. usually silken tofu. We like to cook a lot of Korean type Asian meals. It's just one of my wife's favorite type of foods, and it's all super good for you. So we have a lot of stuff like that, and stuff like kimchi to go with that. Also gluten-free. A lot of this stuff is super easy to find. You just got to pay attention for it. I am a big coffee person. I probably have 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day. So if you're gluten-free and lactose-free, go with Coffee Mate. Every single flavor is gluten-free and dairy-free. And then, you know, drinks is where it gets a little like, you know, we got a lot of, you know, sparkling water types, zero sugars, Zevia. We also tend to get something like this every once in a while for the wife. It will not say specifically on here gluten-free, but many of these sodas like Dr. Pepper or Coke, Sprite, on their website now, they do claim that it is not made with any gluten-containing ingredients and that it is safe for people. But it is something where if you really want it, you just got to kind of try it and see if you have any reaction to it. And then don't let me forget one of my favorite things that we haven't done in a long time that we just started doing, wellness shots. We make them ourselves. They are 2 separate batches. One is with lemon, ginger, turmeric, and oranges, and the other one is cucumber, beetroot powder, and carrots. And then last but certainly not least is the freezer. When you look at the freezer, it is, I would say, more difficult than, for example, the fridge or the pantry, because it's harder to find variety, but there are a lot of certain things. Like when you grab something random, you get gluten-free bread, you get gluten-free ready-to-eat meals, you get gluten-free ice cream, and then, you know, the essentials that, you know, frozen berries, but you still need to look out for because some brands will make products like this, and you'd think it's just frozen food and veggies, but in reality, it says it could contain gluten. This is one of our personal favorites. You can always find stuff like this at Walmart, sometimes on clearance. We found these and the cauliflower dill pickle chicken bites. They were like $1 each. So for like $50 worth of food, we spent like 15 bucks. So you always just got to be on the lookout for stuff like that too. And yeah, so essentially that's what a main, you know, gluten-free house could look like. It's what ours looks like. Everyone is going to be different. Many relationships, the partner, you know, they're not going to do gluten-free. They will still have gluten foods, and that's totally up to the person with the allergy. I personally just find it pretty easy going and somewhat easier in general to just do the gluten-free thing with my wife because I don't mind it at all, and you find a lot of actual good foods out of it, and, you know, sometimes it could actually be a healthy transition. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'm really enjoying these videos. The first video had quite a good reaction to it, so I'm hoping we can keep this going strong, and we'll see you guys later.